Hey, it's Chris and Brian here once again from Resolve Technology. And today, Chris is going to tell us a little bit about the pain points of Microsoft 365 or Google Workspaces and why small businesses, medium-sized businesses should go direct to either Microsoft or Google and don't go through third-party hosts like GoDaddy or Wix. They make it easy to buy those 365 and Google services through them. But what we found, if clients have done that, or we've heard horror stories from other colleagues, don't go that route. Go
Yeah.
direct and buy direct from them. And Chris will tell you why. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
So one of our partners actually had an interesting LinkedIn post. Like we've dealt with this with one client. They got Google Workspace. They have it. What is it? Wix, I believe, not GoDaddy. It's on the Wix portal. You can't manage it the same way that you'd manage like if you went direct to Google. So there's extra pain points for administration and just how it's hooked into their platforms. But one of our partners here, he says, why have the ability of your company's technology limited when you can have more productivity and collaboration? Which he's right. When you have Microsoft 365 through GoDaddy, there is a guide to defederate from GoDaddy now. So it's a standalone tenant. I believe you were saying, Brian, that this wasn't actually possible in the past. Like you usually were stuck there if you didn't go direct through Microsoft or.
Yeah, because we haven't experienced the issues with the GoDaddy, but I've just heard from other people. If you purchase Microsoft 365 through GoDaddy, they don't make it easy to go direct to Microsoft after that, right? Like you got to go through this whole migration process. They might have since fixed that, but that's the way it was for years. But what we're saying is, okay, don't take the chance. Just whether you want to pick a platform, usually for email, it's Microsoft 365. That's what we find most people want. But some people do want Google Workspace. If that's the case, go direct to Google. You want Microsoft, go direct to Microsoft. That's basically what we're saying here, because then if you don't have to go through all these migrations or other tools and portals, it just makes it harder to administer the tenants.
Yeah, so they just give us a guide here how to defederating it. So you can take charge of your digital asset, they're saying. In this case, your tenant, your data, everything. You don't want when you have more layers to all this, there's more security concern as well, potentially. And then understand we'll link this, but they go through the process. It might, if you're technical, it involves running PowerShell scripts, remove GoDaddy as delegated admin, and then steps to defederate, backup data. They go through the whole nine here. So this is a good read if you're already in that situation. If you're not, we can just like, if I do a search, let's say say you want business premium here. Like this is how I said. So I have my own tenant as well for Microsoft recently. Their demo tenants are out of commission. So I stood up my own tenant with my own domain. But you can go to the site like directly through Microsoft. Where is the one I'm looking for? Microsoft Business Premium trial. Oh, it's Bing. That's why I can't find anything.
Are you looking for the trial? Yeah, I mean, in the past, you could go directly to them and just start it off as a trial.
Yeah,
And then once you get everything situated, you get your domain in there and everything, you migrate that over. Then you
try
can,
for free.
then you're directly in the Microsoft ecosystem. Of course, a lot of our clients use us as the partner of record for through Microsoft. We resell the services.
Yeah.
However, we don't say you have to go through us. You can go direct to Microsoft. We do have a few clients that go direct through Microsoft. We just make it a little bit easier in most cases. But either way, like if you're in between and you don't have a trusted IT partner, what Chris is saying, go direct to Microsoft.
So like, yeah, here in my tenant, you can see I got a business premium. I got a subscription. I just came here and did the free trial, went through the setup process in the tenant. They make it fair. Like even someone who's not entirely, IT wizard, you can, they have guides, like depending on where you get you buy a domain. They have guides on how to, set up the records for DNS. Like it's dummy proof it to some extent. Not completely. When you have to migrate, that's a whole nother story. If you're migrating from one platform to another, there's tools at your disposal. We've done plenty of migrations from on-premise Exchange to Microsoft 365, from Bluehost to Microsoft 365 or Google, and all the different variations. We're willing to do that for clients, and we have done quite a few projects to that. But yeah, generally go direct through Microsoft. As Brian was saying, we do resell. Either works for us. It doesn't really matter where you go about, whether it's through us directly through our reseller account or it's through Microsoft. Generally, we usually lean towards Microsoft though, more often than not, don't we? Direct.
No, I mean, it doesn't, it's a non-issue, non-starter for us because we can go either way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't matter. One of the things I'll mention though, like Chris said, if you're relatively IT savvy or if you've been in this environment administering 365 somewhere else, like you said, like Chris said, you can get it started. But one of the recommendations I'll make is if you're able to get to that point, just remember Microsoft just sets certain defaults, but that doesn't mean it's secure. So you
Yeah.
really want to get an IT firm in or your internal IT people involved because you could have unsecured settings in there. I think in the future, Microsoft might lock that down a little bit better, but as of today, in 2024, like you need IT help to properly administer the Microsoft tenant. So,
Yep.
okay, Chris, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for showing us that.
Yeah, no problem.